The star card is not a positive card in the tarot deck, and let me explain why. Now, I'm just going to say I've covered this lady here because the fact that she's not wearing clothes is the nakedness of vulnerability. That is what it's supposed to be representing. Now, traditionally speaking, if you opened up a book, it would say the star is about the guiding light, good fortune, luck changing, but this is not what it's about. So I have a video where I go through the Fool's journey through the majors and what it really means. So we're not just talking about intuitive reading here, we're using our intuition along with a structure, because a structure exists whether or not we want to acknowledge it or not. So when we get to the star card in the Fool's journey, the Fool has just come from the Tower. Before that was the Devil. So the Devil says to the Fool, all right, so you're going to have to let go of the things that don't serve you. People always say it as addiction and cheating and stuff, but it's far more profound than that. So then after the Fool's been to the Devil, the Tower says, okay, let's make the changes. Now you know what you need to let go of. By the time you get to the Star here, this is all about the subconscious. These two jugs here represents the subconscious and the conscious. If you don't know what the difference is, the conscious is what we do day to day and how we go about life. The subconscious is what drives how we go about life, okay? And it can be maladaptive things that we do and things that we believe that aren't necessarily helping us in our day to day, which is why here you've got water going into the emotions here in the subconscious. Then you've got the land being nourished, but there are 5 trickles here of the water. That indicates the 5 senses, but if you notice, the water actually trickles back in. So it's showing the emotional cycle. So if we don't deal with what's going on up here, how we think, what we believe in, how much we value ourselves and our own knowledge, and how we take on other people's opinions, and if we trust ourselves, then we can move beyond the star. So we've got all the blue in there as well. The blue is about clarity, because this is what the card's about. So Pamela Coleman Smith, the lady who actually put the cards together, came from a theatrical background. So she used the images to provoke something in us. It's not a flat image that we're supposed to go, oh my God, it's negative or it's positive. It's what do you see in that? What is happening in that card? And what is that card trying to teach the Fool? So when you pull out the book meaning, the meaning of the card is not going to answer your question about whether or not you should take your job, or whether or not your special person's going to reach out, because that's not its purpose. That was not what it was meant to do. It was meant to tell you the story of that card and how that affects the Fool and his journey, if you get me. Like I said, there's a video there pinned if you want to go through the majors and what they actually mean. So this card is very deep. It challenges us, and it's meant to show us what the image would be on a continuation and use of our imagination. Now, Pamela, again, she came from a theatrics background, but she was also into numerology, Kabbalah, colour theory, psychology. There was so much that she was involved in, which then further proves that intuition is one thing and it's wonderful, and some people don't understand the cards or know the meanings, and that's okay. Some people can recite the meanings, and that's also okay. But the amount of information that's in here and what it can actually give you is so profound, and it really can move people out of major sticking points and add so much depth to a reading by understanding that we should be extracting what's in the cards rather than reciting what the book meaning means. So let me know if you found that interesting, if you knew that already, and whether or not that changes your view on the card. Don't forget, that is available for you as well if you want to know how to extract the cards, how to read the expressions of the cards, develop your readings in a more advanced way rather than flicking through a book and reciting what it says and then trying to shove, easy for me to say, shove a round peg into a square hole about trying to understand why a book meaning would relate to whether or not we're going to get the job.